Now he knows the truth.
Let me clap sync us in.
I already did it. You're welcome.
No, but the audio wasn't recording. All right, be silent for like 5 seconds. Ready? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Third Opinion podcast and radio program. This is episode 66, I think. I don't know. I'm not paying attention. I don't pay attention. I just put them on YouTube and I just record the bad boys. Today I have two bad boys with me.
Speaking
My
of-
sister Sophia and my sister Cecilia.
Hello.
Thank you both for being on.
That's right. I'm first.
Yep.
Always
Ethan's busy, so
in. Last resort.
last resort. Yeah, I always go
Last
after. I always go for you two to be the last resort. So
Yeah.
thanks for being here. In all honesty, I kidnapped you after lunch with grand family. So
Great.
yeah, I kidnapped you too.
Oh.
I've kidnapped my sisters. I've kidnapped Sophia and Cecilia. You two were like, "What are you going to talk about?" So what do you want to talk about?
Talk about your awful house and how cold it is.
My house being set to 59 degrees. Listen,
Yes.
it's a perfectly fine temperature. And the fact that you two are just like weenie hut juniors.
I'm never cold, and this is the coldest I've been in a long time. I'm wearing 2 blankets. I'm still wearing my shoes because
My shoes. I can't help that you two are cold inside of my house that I'm not cold in. It makes plenty of sense. I'll tell you what makes more sense.
It's only
The
9
electric bill.
degrees. It's only 9 degrees warmer in
Makes
your
more
house than
sense
it is
is your
outside.
Well, okay, what would you set my house to, huh?
62.
Absurd.
It's only like 3 more degrees than you have to set now. Doesn't matter. Those 3 degrees. I can't my shoes
Absurd.
off.
Well, we were with lunch, and our grandma was like, Grandma Joy, she was like, "It's cold inside the Olive Garden," and I'm like, "But I'm nice and toasty."
It was nice inside the Olive Garden.
I think it was too.
It wasn't that bad because
I usually run hot though, so I don't know.
they have their kitchen going. Me too. I'm always
Yeah,
hot.
it smelled great. It smelled like food and salad.
Yeah.
Good time. Good time.
Endless fruit, salad, and breadsticks.
Unlimited. From Olive Garden.
So,
That's awesome.
what else have you guys been up to besides complaining about how cold my house is, even though it's a very comfortable degree? Well, the thing is, like,
I'm
once
glad you asked. We have things coming up.
For Warren Arts
Yes.
that you two are both involved in,
Yes.
I bet that went well.
It did. I got a part, and so did she. So
I did get a part.
Very
I'm a
nice.
good boy.
yes.
You're a good boy. I'm a good boy. I pay my taxes.
I do. what
I do my job.
That also involves taxes. Yeah.
Yes.
But I was in Dracula, as you know.
Oh, you're one of the vampire chicks.
I was one of the vampire girls. I don't remember exactly how it went, but I know Steve, he was the captain in Dracula, called us. I think he called us Dracula and the Vampire Girl or something like that. Like, it was like a band name. It was like
Yeah.
it's like the Vampire Girl or
Dracula
something.
and the Vamp Chicks.
Yeah, I think it was. It was really funny though, but I can't.
I know you
remember
guys
it
did
now.
very good. Whenever I saw you on stage, I was like, "Oh, my sister." It was really funny because like you're acting and being serious,
Uh-huh.
but like it
Yeah.
took probably like half the play for me to be like,
Oh
okay,
yeah, like she's actually doing something.
yeah, this
Yeah.
Cecilia's like really
Yeah, okay,
acting.
Like, to be honest, every time I'd go on, I'd be like how I am now. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'd be, okay,
Okay, now I'm
Okay,
serious.
time to go.
Jonathan.
basically.
Did they purposely not give you any lines that had an S because of your impediment?
No, Sammy thought it was very cute.
You're just so cute, Cecilia. My name's Sammy.
And,
Exactly like that.
Yeah. And Dorian didn't really care. He says he couldn't really tell I had a lisp.
So
Really?
Yeah.
nice.
I think he was lying.
I feel bad for him.
I think he was lying. I don't think he was telling the truth. I don't think he was being
I
very
don't think he was being
truthful.
quite truthful with me.
Truthful.
Always.
Yeah, but in Wizard of Oz, which means if you're in together,
Mhm.
I play one of the Glindas and Sophia plays Aunt M.
I'm
And
the
one of
only
my
Aunt M. It's
yeah.
not that good.
Yeah, I'm
That's
one
right.
of one of my lines is, "Are you a good witch or a bad witch?" And I always say, "Are you a good witch or a sandwich?" But you know,
Are you going to say that on stage and
no,
then
I'm not gonna say that.
and then
I'm
do
not
finger
gonna say
guns in the
that.
audience?
No, I'm a professional. I'm a professional. No snapping, no
Here
clapping.
inside this jazz bar, whenever someone plays a good song we like, we call it we snap fingers.
I can only snap one. Lily,
Andrew couldn't snap fingers until like one day he was doing audio production for school,
Couldn't.
and then the guy was like, "Go ahead and do a snap to make sure all of the stuff's working." And Andrew's like, "Uh-oh, I've never snapped before in my life, and now I have to." And literally, it was like, "I did it." It was so funny.
Andrew's such a weird.
He is
odd person.
he's such a weirdo, and he has a girlfriend.
That's the crime.
Well,
right
which
there.
makes me think that she's probably more of a weirdo. From what I've talked to her, she seems like pretty normal.
Yeah, from like pretty normal until she gets to that real freaky stuff. She's like, yeah, I collect dead like butterflies. People do that.
Yeah,
People do that.
Yeah, but then she's like, and also I have another room full of dead birds. Nobody does that.
I collect dead birds.
Yeah. And she's like,
Half of them I killed, half of them I found.
ooh. And then Andrew's like, yep, that's my girlfriend.
Pretty
And
much,
they're-
yeah.
Yeah, they're just together like that. That's how they are.
That's the way they are.
Just weirdos.
You said, Sophia, that you wanted to talk about the new Google Home voices
Yes.
Yeah.
and make fun of an entire country's accent. Also,
No,
is that
I'm
what you
not
said?
gonna make fun of
I
it.
I
Not
think
say
Sophia.
that.
I think Sophia said verbatim. The Australian accent sounds goofy, and I love making fun of it.
No, I do
Sophia.
not.
Sophia Hunt, 2018.
And I do not approve this message. I love Australian accents.
I do too. Me, the three of us.
I love
The three of
any
us just love
accent
accents.
That is not mine.
True.
I love accents that aren't my accent.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Michigan accent,
nice,
from
nice.
Mama, because she's from Michigan, and the Florida accent's fine.
I like the Ohio
And-
accent.
Yeah, the Ohio
Very
accent's
crisp.
very nice.
Very, they're very mean.
Pe- accents are fun.
I love the
Yeah.
Milwaukee accent.
Mike's accent.
Yeah. My name's Mark.
Cecilia.
You
I'm from
need to-
Wisconsin.
He won't see this. We can make fun of all we want. He won't see this.
It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, so they released two different voices. So Sophia knows the name, but they have British Racing Green. Is that what it's called?
It's like they do it by color, so there's like red, green, blue, and then
Purple.
purple and magenta and all that. Kind of like.
Okay,
they
so
always have.
but the two new ones, because it was just like a number. Now it's colors.
Yeah.
The two new ones like they added whenever they did the color update to the Google Home. It was like British Racing Green, so it's the normal woman's British accent.
And then now for the Australian accent, they have it's named like Sydney Coastal Blue, I think.
Sydney Coastal Blue. That sounds right.
Like something close to that. I definitely know it's Sydney something, but
That sounds right.
yeah. But I love the accent because I
As
asked for the weather. I said it as soon as I possibly could, and then I just asked for the weather, even though I already know.
in British or
what it is.
Australian? Which one did you
The
change
Australian
it to?
one.
I did too. As soon as like you sent me that text, I was like, wait just a darn minute here,
Yeah.
and then I Googled it, and
Yes,
then
yes, like Linda.
and then it said the update. It should be on your Google Home like right now. Make sure your Home app is updated
Yeah.
correctly. And like I
Yeah.
did, and so I changed it to Australian. So now my Google Home voice is set to Australian,
Yeah.
and it's very funny because I find myself picking up on the accent somewhat. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm like, hey, Google,
Google.
what's the weather? And it's like 55 and sunny. And I'm like, thanks. Just like subconsciously, just like,
Thanks a whole bunch.
yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
thank you. It's like making it my own accent,
Yeah.
like incidentally.
I love.
I do subconsciously do that.
I love
I
the
loved it.
love the accents,
I do
and
too.
they're very. I can't speak for this, but they seem very like legitimate. You know.
Well, it's the same thing with like the Google Home American accent.
Yeah.
It sounds like a woman doing it, but none of it is from
Yeah.
any actual person,
Yeah.
which is really interesting. It's because like they made the voice essentially, and they have their own like the way they got the accent. Excuse me, 1 second. The way they got the accent was like through not like through machine learning, but like machine and AI learning, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not a real person's voice,
Yeah.
which still just blows my mind.
That's me too, just because of how smooth it is. Especially
Yeah, it sounds like a person talking, and
Yeah, they kinda
especially
have-
with the Google Home, I haven't noticed. Obviously, it's like it won't understand me sometime, and I'm like, "Hey," but like, it sounds like a person. It sounds like someone recorded
Yeah.
millions of voice lines.
Yeah.
Which would take forever to do. So
Factually, yeah,
unlikely.
I remember.
it's very
being-
neat.
I remember being so excited whenever the Alexa got the update to say computer. You could say.
Oh, I love
computer.
that. Yeah,
And I've had Alexa before the Google Home
Roll out.
rolled out. In
yeah.
April.
You've had the Amazon Echo for a while.
Yeah.
Which sucks, by the way.
No,
Well,
I
it's
like
good.
it.
It's good,
I
but like
like
in
it.
its own way, it's good.
Yeah. If you're
Me and
because-
Sophia lean more towards the Google stuff. I do
Yeah.
because of the better open software and like
Honestly, it
IFTTT.
depends on where I am in the house. We have more Googles than we do. We only have one Alexa,
Yeah,
and I mean she's nice. I like her.
she's nice and all.
She's fine.
Cecilia,
We get along.
Cecilia.
Dandy.
it's not a real person.
Wait.
who's been in my house?
Did you guys speaking of that? Did you guys see that TikTok where it's like, I thought my dog would know when an intruder is in my house, but turns out, or what if someone's been in my house so long he thought that he lived there? Did you guys see that?
You
No.
have the chills.
No,
You sound like chills right now.
no.
Number 15.
I think it's the guy doing that voice.
Is the guy doing it?
It's the guy doing that voice. It's not the
Yeah.
guy that did that.
But it's a guy doing a voice.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
all spooky and creepy. And all
yeah.
that. Number
And it has the creepy
15.
music. I'll send it to you after this.
I love the chills act. I love.
I do
his-
too.
love his
He has
voice.
an odd voice, but
Yeah.
I do enjoy like the videos
Enjoy
every
it.
once in a while.
It really adds a lot to it. I'm not
Number
sure. if it's-
9, number
I'm not sure if
top
it's
15 ghost conspiracies.
Number 15.
Yeah, a downwards lilt,
Yeah.
if you will.
Oh yeah.
On the subject of technology, I'd like to talk about technology.
Go right ahead. Me and Mama already did a phone episode. For like
know.
you were here for that, like an hour and
I
10
know, I
minutes.
was there. I was so tired, too.
I was there and I was ready to go home.
I was so tired. This is the second time he's kidnapped me in the past 2 weeks. I'm so tired.
I just
But,
want to go home to my dog.
The technology.
Have Ad as a guest.
Yeah.
Ad would be the best guest.
She don't talk.
Mini guest.
We'll have all 3 of your
Yeah,
animals
one
on
of us
here.
could be here.
Okay. All 3. All 4.
That's fine.
We're gonna get another one.
Yeah.
Tell us about your technology.
Shortly after we got the Google Home,
Mm.
the Google Hub,
Yeah, the Google Home Hub.
the hub.
But you got the
We
Lenovo.
have the Lenovo version.
So it's
Okay.
it's bigger speakers. It has a camera.
Yeah.
Mama actually called us from work one day.
on Duo, the Duo.
And I mean,
the
it was
Google
really
Duo.
Yeah.
the camera was
was
surprisingly amazing. 'Cause
Okay,
you
so
see
she
the
called you
whole-
on Duo from the Google Home Hub.
No,
No,
she called us from her
on the
phone
thing.
Okay.
to the Google Home.
Oh,
Hub.
that's
yeah,
neat.
I ran.
That's neat.
I dissed the call on my phone. I ran to the Google Home. I edited on the Google Home. They only do it in the vertical, so it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not landscape. It's
Which
vertical.
I
Yeah.
kind of like because
Which I like, yeah.
it sets up properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like a ginormous phone.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah.
set that up, and I was like, "Hello," and she's like, "Where are you right now?" I'm like, "We're in the."
We're in the living
We're in
room.
the living room. This is via the Google. The Google.
I mean,
Lenovo
you could
Hub.
see it had
Yeah.
like good light because the blinds were open. And
Yeah.
like, it was wide space so she could see both of us,
That's pretty
which I
nifty.
thought was really cool.
Yeah, and
That is
the
pretty cool.
quality on her end
Yeah.
was fantastic since she has that really nice phone.
So imagine that, but like in every single room.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty nifty. The issue that I have found with having something in every single room, if you say okay,
Mm-hmm.
Every
Google,
single one goes
all
off.
of them are like, what up?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that
All of them
on
hear
the
you.
way home. I think we need to disperse some of ours. We have 4 Google devices.
Google Homes.
Yeah.
Google, yeah.
So you have
basically.
2 Home Minis.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
One
have
Google
one Google
Home
Home
and one-
original, and then one
hub. It
Yeah.
has a screen in it.
Okay. What I was thinking is that you could put the
And
Google Home
People
Hub
might be
like in
thinking,
the
why do you
kitchen or
have so
something.
many? Because like we got them when they were on sale.
Yeah,
Some of
inexpensive.
them we got for
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of them we got for
Gift.
presents that people didn't want, or they didn't have internet in their house. Or,
Yeah.
You know, they just didn't know how to set it up. So some things we just had to keep.
Yeah.
We were like, well, you know.
I mean, if the Lenovo Google Home Hub was, what was it, $99?
It was $9 on sale.
It's $140 normally, I think.
It's I got I think a 7 or 8 inch display,
Yeah.
which is like
It's
150 usually.
Yeah.
And then the 10 inch display is like 200.
And if you could use, there's no point in not
Yeah.
buying it.
But
I
just
feel
because
like.
we cook so often and we
Yeah, it's good to have. I
we
would
cook.
love that.
Yeah, we
That's the
cook.
part that I would love.
And when we cook, Google will show us the recipe, and I know it can do it just with the regular Google
Yeah.
Home.
But then
it's
you
nice
have to,
have-
yeah.
Yeah, you have
It's
Yeah.
nice to have the
It's
visual and-
visually there.
Because sometimes when I'm making a pie, I look at different pie recipes and I'm thinking that cheesecake or chocolate pie does not look the best, so I pick a different one. But whenever you trust Google Home just by voice, you don't know what you're getting. You're
Yeah.
getting the recipe that it finds for you.
Especially if
Yeah.
you're used to hearing, a cup of flour, and if you just hear a cup of flour, I know you can repeat it, and it's a very good, system. But sometimes,
But it's easier to just look at it
It's
instead of
way
being like,
easier to look at it
okay,
and be like, yeah.
what was the last one? And
Yeah.
it's like, I said
yeah,
1 cup of flour,
like what did you
3
say?
parts, and it's like, I just want to hear the first one.
I just want to hear the flour increment is, so it's
Yeah.
a lot easier to visualize it.
Yeah.
Stuff nice to
have
have.
it there.
Which I think is really neat because I didn't know exactly how they're going to,
Integrate
Top.
that. Yeah.
because I know Alexa when it came out with the Echo, what is it, the Echo Screen or something?
I probably
I think
don't
it's the
know.
Echo View or something.
I'm thinking.
Whatever
But
it
it was a screen, and everyone hated it. And I was like, ooh, this is not good. Maybe I shouldn't
Yeah.
invest my time to research this even. People hated it because I think you couldn't do YouTube on it for the
Exactly,
longest
yeah.
time. I don't know if you still can or
There
not.
were
I
just
don't
a
know
million
either.
things you couldn't do with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But
I
so
like
I
it.
was, when I heard about the hub coming out, the Google Hub, I was intrigued, to say
Yeah.
the least.
I am too. I still want to get one, but like the small display is what I like. The small display like for a handful of things, but I would love a bigger one, just like to put on my kitchen's backsplash.
For your house, I probably recommend an actual one of the Google Hubs. It's good size, good, but like with just enough power to get you where you need to go and how you want to do it. But my biggest fear when we were ordering the Lenovo Google Hub was that I love since we have so many Google devices. I love broadcasting the music to all of them simultaneously. And having the house filled with music. And I had been told that you could not do that, and it had not been integrated yet with the Google Lenovo Hub. So I was scared for that. I was like, what am I gonna do? But it has, and then it does. So
that's good.
To make a long story
when we walk out of the kitchen and go into the living room, there's music on everyone.
Well, I mean, you guys know where my home is. I move it like probably every 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
I found that like to be the best spot, for acoustics inside the house. But it's not the best spot for it to hear me. I can be in my bedroom and there's a whole wall separating me. So I'm like, I'm yelling like, okay, like trying to get it to hear me, and it just can't hear me.
Sometimes it's funny because there was this, this Wheel of Fortune answer, and he was trying to fill in the blank, and it said a group of pill pushers. That wasn't what it was, but that's what he tried to, it was wrong what he answered.
He was trying to solve it.
Trying to solve it. And I said that one time because I was telling Sophie about the video, and Google went, on. Like, you respond to anything, basically.
Yeah, I find like it happens like a couple times a day. Like, I'll just be saying something normal conversation, and it's, I've gotten a handful of them on camera, and it's always so funny.
I know, especially around here.
You can't hear it.
In the South, definitely, we kind of slur our words
the accent,
a little more. Yeah. So it's kind of just a running paragraph.
Yeah, I do find myself talking very clear and monotone to the Google Home whenever I'm like, I really want to get something across.
I'm like, Google.
I'm always like...
Which is not how I normally talk.
Like, Google, please play a song from Spotify to the Time Garden, please. On Chromecast. Please make this happen. And then it goes, thank you very much. You didn't have to ask me. that new thing that they added where you say please and stuff.
When you say please,
I have it turned off.
You have it turned off? I have mine turned off just because I like to hear it.
I have it turned off because I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. Nice manners. Yeah. Oh, you're really working on them. How old are you? 5 or 6? I'm 20.
What's funny is because the Alexa, I had my Alexa put in Mama's bathroom because she uses it in the morning to check the weather before she leaves for work. And sometimes I'll go on the history of the Alexa and I'll find funny things that she says. One time I looked at it yesterday and she had said to Alexa, Alexa, have you lost your full mind?
I love that. And
then another one said, Alexa, who allowed it to be this cold? And another one.
That's funny. Just like having a conversation with the Echo.
Yeah, Alexa said, and then she said, I actually turned off the music from my phone to the Alexa yesterday while she was getting ready, and she was playing Pandora.
Yeah.
And she said, Alexa, what happened to the music, honey? What happened to the music, honey?
Where'd the music go?
I love that. Yeah. Well, I mean, so in the pasta video,
it's so sweet.
It is very sweet. It's very like it's a person and not a device. That's going to be a very whenever we get older, that's going to be a very interesting like
dynamic
gap to fill in.
Yeah.
Because it is going to be like, hey, I'm a robot, and you address me as sir, and it's like, whoa.
Right.
Back in my day, I used to yell curse words at my Google Home. I don't want a robot telling me what to do.
Robot uprising.
Yeah, but it's so cute.
It is. So cute. It is very funny.
Like, Alexa, what happened to the weather, honey?
Yeah.
Who allowed it to be this cold?
What happened? What happened, dear?
And I'm like, Mama.
Yeah. Mama, it's not. It doesn't understand what you're doing.
It's not a real device.
If you say it to the Google, it'll be like, good manners.
And for some reason, I've always felt guilty, honestly, talking to the Google and not being nice to it. So I always feel like. But I'm too late. I'm always too late.
So I was that way for a while.
Yeah.
But time chips away like a bad relationship.
Me too, just like me.
And it's like, I'm like, hey. Turn on 4 lights. And it's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what lights you're talking about. I'm like,
Google,
turn on the lights.
I can't see anything if you don't turn on the lights. And you're like,
exactly.
I'm sorry, Google, I'm sorry. I've literally apologized to Google. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I haven't. It's not real.
I'm not like this usually.
As long as I don't get penalized, as long as I don't get penalized for not being polite, I'm going to just like be like, all right, thanks.
I'm just I'm Kurt. We have a co-worker relationship, me and Google.
If mine was like a Jarvis level thing, I would treat it as like a real self-aware entity. This thing costs mine costs $89 and it barely works, so I'm fine with being a little rude to it every once in a while.
Yeah. I always go and I'll be like, I come home, I'm like, hey,
yeah.
Google. I'm like, hey Google, can you turn the lights? And sure. And I was
Sure.
like,
Turning 4 lights on.
Okay, thank you, Google.
4 lights on.
Yeah. Turning on living room lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to plug, as they say, Bonnie and Clyde, Warren Art.
I brought it full circle, baby.
Full circle, back around.
You don't have to plug it right now. We got 9 minutes left.
Wizard of Oz.
I'm Aunt M. I cannot wait to become an old hag.
I'm one of
old hag.
I hope they like spray that silver crap that they had on Carter's hair on my hair.
Don't give away the magic.
That's all I want. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I want my hair to be so white.
Do you want to ride into Valhalla, shiny and chrome?
Yes. I want my hair to be so white you can taste the silver spray coming off of it. Whenever you get near me.
It smells great.
It does smell great.
I don't know what brand it is, but it smells great.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz, Bonnie and Clyde, and amongst others, there's gonna be other things.
The
Odd Couple, Rob Nunley, directed
Our boys,
by
Shrek.
Yeah,
Robert.
Shrek the
Sammy.
musical. Things are happening,
and they're happening.
Cool.
Fast.
They can find like most of the information on Facebook.
Yeah. Or at
warrenarts.tn. No. It's just warrenarts.tn.com.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
We're cutting all that part out.
Or no.
You better not, boy.
You better not, boy. I'm gonna kick your freaking butt, dude. What else have you two been up to? Besides Christmas.
Well, recently I've been wanting to go ice skating.
Oh, fun.
I have not done so yet.
Go break them both.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I told her there's no way.
She's
Go
gonna go ice
rollerblading first.
What?
I go to the rollerblade to play arcade games.
I was too stubborn and too embarrassed to go learn how to skate at the skating rink. So I went to the skating rink, bought my own skates, and have been learning at the house.
Nice.
Alright, can you skate now?
I can, yes.
I can skate. I'm pretty good too.
I'm really good.
Come watch me at the skating tournament. That's not happening.
Yeah, but I've been wanting to go ice skating because Mama says she's from Michigan, so she says it's easier than roller skating.
I imagine.
I believe that only
ice blading is hard.
Ice blading.
Roller skate is hard also.
Nice.
I don't do any like extra. There's a word for it or like a phrase for it, but like I don't do any extra bipedal like
anything
wheeled
you
stuff.
Don't have to do. You won't.
Like riding a bike.
I love riding a bike.
Skateboarding. Rollerblading.
I love all that.
Like I'm more in like full machines, cars, stuff like that. I'm really good at driving.
Active. I really do.
I mean, I do too, but like more of like a straight line sense.
I'm just kind of all over the place because I just like to. I'm like, ooh yeah, feel the burn, feel the burn. I'm like, yeah, you did something good today. You roller skated or.
If I don't have to do anything,
I also like to
potentially dislocate my hip like some oldster, then I won't.
Some oldster.
Yeah. I feel like an 80-year-old woman, and I definitely look like it.
Well, it's like a car accident's like more serious usually.
Yeah.
But there's also like
you can do some serious damage by roller skating or ice skating.
No, exactly. And I'd rather not. I've already broken my arm in a go-kart. I'd rather not break anything else more than I have to.
I've only broken one bone. It's my tailbone.
Your tailbone.
Yeah.
You need it.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Not have it. You don't have a tail.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Big oof. Big mood.
Yeah.
Oh, me, Trevor, and Andrew recently, or I guess it would have been last Friday. So I've yet to edit the video, but I'm going to here soon. I'm getting the Christmas stuff done first.
Yeah.
We talked about like our favorite memes for like an hour and a half, just like all three of us. Have you two had any favorite memes this year?
I like the there was this meme I showed Sophia a few minutes ago actually, and it says 300 meters deep, the pressure down here is immense, and it has a fish and a scuba like diving dude.
Yeah.
And it says, hey, all the cool kids are like doing drugs or something, and then they just all the cool kids you say like peer pressure instead of like instead of like water pressure, it's peer pressure.
Oh, that was very funny.
All the cool kids you say.
That's been Cecilia's big favorite this year.
I like
that one.
All of mine have like the really goofy, out of context, like political Donald Trump ones. The Pikachu one's really good also.
Yeah, I love the surprise Pikachu one.
I really enjoy the surprise Pikachu one.
Just because it's accurate. It's like
like
anything you go to like
Yeah.
What?
Honey.
Yeah, totally.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
Honey.
Oh my god.
Surprise. Like something.
Alexa, what happened, honey?
There's been a lot of good memes this year.
There
Yeah.
has. I feel like there's been a more
Hated that noise.
refined palette of memes this year.
My favorite memes have been the old dead vines. I love old dead vines.
TikTok's always been a great one. I mean, you two know this. I mention TikTok like every day,
Every 10 seconds.
day.
every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Can't go.
Yeah, I love TikTok.
I love the original content memes, the OC memes. The memes that you make yourself at home.
Those are memes that I support.
Oh,
yeah.
I support homegrown family memes.
I once
Yeah.
made a crappy meme, and it was like a bowl. It was like sad Pepe, you know. It's like a bowl of yogurt behind it,
Yeah.
and like in that like white brick text.
It's like
It was
Pepe
like-
can't have its
No,
yogurt.
It didn't. It said whenever you're eating you know, your nice breakfast yogurt, and someone says something mean to you, you're trying to get
Oh,
hurt.
Oh yeah, I love
Not
the
yogurt.
jazz
It was
music
awful. It was
stops
awful.
one.
Yeah.
Because I can just imagine jazz
Yeah.
music stopping, like. What
The other one, the other one that I really enjoyed was I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that meme.
Yeah.
It was that I've seen like a couple of them and they're really really good. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that.
I love the jazz music stops one because it's like
That one's a really old one
I
too.
can just imagine somebody going like, "Duh," like
Yeah.
jazz music stops. Like, excuse me? Huh?
What'd you just say? Yeah, those are
You
really
need
fun.
to stop and reverse.
I really
Calm it down. But yeah. Have you read any interesting books recently?
What a great segue.
No, I don't read books.
I have. I read books every day. I'm gonna go home.
I have like a dozen that I want to read. I just don't have any time to.
I love reading.
I don't have any time. I mean, I enjoy reading too, but all of the books that I want to read like are time-consuming chunk books. Like it's
Yeah.
a novel about samurai history or a novel about the Great War or whatever.
This lady got given a wonderful gift
I
by one of
did.
her co-stars about
One of the co-stars of Dracula, Matt, gave me a wonderful book, like a script. Like
Yeah.
you know, I can make something out of this. It's meant to be like a script, but he said, you guys could do this. You guys could direct this. I thought it was very funny. It was very.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1.
I'm not going to do that.
Come on,
Oh, you'll have to bring that up with Chad when he's on the podcast.
Yeah.
JoJo. Yeah, let's do that. Do that.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
So you need to have a certain Ethan, who's on the show already.
Yeah.
Me,
Yeah.
because I'm important.
Yeah.
Please let me be important.
Yeah.
Please don't kick me from the show.
Please don't kick me.
I'm important. And then like Sammy, Robert, Chad.
Hey, that's like exactly 4 people too many.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
No.
I do think this is the
Most you people you've
no. This is like the 5th podcast where we had more than
2 people.
more than 2 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the most was me, Andrew, Trevor, and Ethan, and we did Infinity War bingo card,
Nice.
which was a lot of fun. We're going to be doing 2019 bingo here soon, and we'll be actually wrapping up the 2018 bingo like in January.
So you need to have people from Warner Arts come on, because I mean it's interesting what goes into a play and a show.
A production.
Yeah, a production is. I mean,
Yeah,
we
I know.
spent 97 days doing
rehearsing.
just no like, total
Rehearsals were
for
awful.
Dracula.
Very impressive.
97 days.
It's about how long film stuff is.
Mhm.
3 months.
And it
Yeah.
wasn't 97 days like total that we were there constantly, but it was
Yeah.
97 days that we were all in a play together,
Yeah.
and that we were all camaraderie.
We were all involved in the
Yeah.
program
Yeah.
and production. Yeah, I think it's very interesting. It's very neat.
It's
You two,
fascinating.
everyone
it
keeps
really
trying to get
is.
me to be in one. I'm like, I don't.
Same
I
with
don't have
me, and I
enough
finally
interest.
caved in, and now I'm in the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, but like you're a
Yes.
weak baby.
Every single thing that I would take that me and Celia would go to, I would be there for her to audition or anything that she did. Be like,
You're her
Oh,
moral
Sophia.
support grandma.
yeah, I'm her manager basically.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, Sophia,
I hired a manager.
when are you going to get one of these plays? I was like, not now.
We're gonna hop in one of these plays,
Yeah,
my
we're
man.
gonna hop
Hey,
right
come on. When we like music at this jazz club, we snap our fingies.
Thingies.
We snap our fingies.
Let's end this podcast with
With a bang.
with a crack montage of me cracking my joints.
Go ahead.
Ooh, I knocked the microphone.
Ooh,
Whatever.
ooh, it dislocated my wrist.
Ooh, I broke my leg.
My arm.
All right, well, thank you two for being on.
You're welcome. I'm sorry this was just a random
Yeah.
mess of
That's fine.
everything.
It's better than me doing it by myself.
Anyway, guys.
Anyway, guys.
Switches seats.
Yeah, no.
Get up.
It scrambles over to the other side.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so
I
Well-
really need to get in shape.
I just keep going back from chair to chair.
yes.
Well, either way, thanks for being on the show, you two.
Nice.
I'm taking you two home
I'm
now.
doing my part. We're doing our part.
Also a good meme.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, and thank you for watching on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to be having a bunch of fun stuff coming out here soon. We got 4 or 5 stuff. I'm adding 2 of them. I'm going to have 2 of them we need to film. It's going to be a fun time. So subscribe and stick around.
Subscribe.
See you guys in the next one.